Super Regionals. All right, now, the Robert Griffin story. Craig, you want to pop this one a little bit? It's out there. It was on the site as well, but this is intriguing.
Well, I mean, you can list off the information there, but basically, I did a segment on Off the Radar yesterday mentioning the Sports Emmy Awards, and Ernie Johnson, the great Ernie Johnson, was among the big winners, and we talked about that a little bit, but we also made mention that Alex Smith, former Washington quarterback, is apparently being courted by some networks, and there's a few other guys. Mark Sanchez is a guy out there that's going through the media rounds, and there's others, but apparently, RG3 has joined the party, or potentially is joining the party.
All right, so he has an opportunity. I sent him a text with a kind of a screenshot. He sent me back a fist that's an option for him. But also remember, even though he has not had many nibbles, if there have been any, really, he probably won't get anything, if in fact he was going to get something, until late July into August, when players, quarterbacks, teams start to realize they're in trouble and or injuries. Am I right?
Yeah.
So,
well, let's finish what we're talking about, because I just set it up for you to.
Okay.
RG3, so you got some opportunities.
ESPN and Fox Sports have interest in signing him to be a broadcaster. He's done auditions with those networks. This is from Outkick the Coverage. This is from Bobby Barack. Griffin popped up on various NFL and college football roles, or could pop up, and also he was a part of the NFL draft coverage with Bleacher Report.
Yeah, we knew that.
And that was something we knew, but they were impressed by what they saw. He has done some, I guess you could say, auditions, and now we just wait. And in the story, it also says he still has, and he's told us that twice now in the last, 3 months, that he still has dreams of playing the NFL at least for one more year, or continuing his dream to play in the NFL. I think he's a well-spoken, very insightful, and has become much more opinionated.
I think he was always opinionated. Mm-hmm. I think he just knew that right now I need to focus on this. He's always been an opinionated guy, and Robert is brilliant. I mean, like, you could put him on CNN or Fox News or something and ask him about a social issue, and he would blow you away with the depth of stuff that he's probably read and all that. So Robert, I think he'll do great. I'd like to see him. I'm very curious to see him on college football. I mean, I know his opinions, and he'd be good in either one, but I'd like to see him on college football. I think he'd be.
Where would he have more? I know it's not the word. Where would he have more of an impact?
I think he's a Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's the peak of what he's done. I mean, as far as athletic accomplishment, I would love to see him on college football. I think he'd be great on it.
Yeah, do I want to see Vince Young talking NFL? No, not really. No. I really don't. So, I'm not comparing RG3 directly to Vince Young, but I'm comparing how they're viewed. They're viewed as great all-time college football players, not great all-time NFL players. I think the NFL panel, you're occasionally going to have a guy who was not very well known, but was in the league for like 15 years, some center or something like that. But most of the time, it's like name guys that you kind of know. Now, RG3 does have name brand value. Like, people still know who RG3 is. But in NFL circles, he's viewed far differently than he is in college football circles. I mean, he's always going to be a legend in college football.
Oh, yeah.
And in the NFL, as of right now, he's going to be the guy who set the league on fire and then got hurt. And, some people blame Washington for that. Some people blame, Robert's attitude maybe early on in some of that. But regardless, I mean, his legacy at Baylor set. So I think you get a former Heisman Trophy winner on the Fox College Football set or the ESPN Game Day set. That carries a lot more weight than seeing him on Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, I agree. And there's always going to be with the NFL part of it, even though we played quarterback. He's been around now for a decade with a year or two in and out. There's always going to be the part that did he finish? Did he get to a point? He played a long time. There's some that never get a chance. Yeah. And was he a good enough NFL player other than his rookie year to be someone that you will trust as analyst of the game?
Well, I mean, look, the
analysis
and an example of this, and he won a Super Bowl MVP, and this is, even though I wholesale dislike him, Desmond Howard. But Desmond Howard's still biggest thing, even though he won the Super Bowl MVP, was that he won the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah, I mean, even though, he did some stuff with Green Bay, and you mentioned Super Bowl MVP, he's always going to be the Michigan guy. Mm-hmm. there's only like Peyton Manning outgrew the Tennessee legend. There's guys that outgrow that, but Desmond Howard's always going to be more well-known for being a Heisman winner. Same thing for RG3. Vince Young, but without the Heisman for the national championship game, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, I mean, I'd rather see Alex Smith calling NFL games than tune in on Saturdays and see RG3. But, hey, I'm just hoping he gets an opportunity, period. And, I made mention of some of the guys yesterday. I mean, I think he could be a better analyst than Mark Sanchez or, some of these other guys. So, I'm excited about the opportunities for him because you kind of wondered what's next if the NFL thing doesn't continuously keep kind of working out. So we'll see if a team comes calling, but if not, he's got a really nice future potentially in media.
I think that's great. It's Greg popped that up yesterday as we shared text messages back and forth. It's great to kind of see the opportunities, as you mentioned, the options he has. And I think no matter what, he'll be successful, whether it's with Fox or whether it's ESPN. But you're right, the college football, if he hits the NFL, and is successful though, and he turns out to be pretty good.
Oh yeah,
I mean, that's great.
I think you're going to start seeing guys do more of a little bit of both. Excuse me, sorry, but I think you're going to see that. I do, just because people want to grow their brand and show that they can be on both. I mean, you've seen Charles Davis do both, and he's great at both of them. You've seen Spencer Tillman do both; he's great at both of them. So, and look, Spencer Tillman obviously had a better Charles Davis and Spencer Tillman had better NFL careers maybe than Robert did all told, but they're not guys who are synonymous with the NFL.
Yeah,
and so I think I'd like, maybe he can do both. Maybe he's an NFL Network guy. Maybe he's,
I think he can do both, but I don't think the NFL audience is going to be as receptive to him.
And again, there's a statue of him a stone's throw from where we're sitting right now because of what he did in college, right, not because of what he did in the NFL.
By the way,